March 30. Weekend's over. For some of you, it might still be kind of weekend. We don't know yet, but it is another episode of our homework workouts. Today's going to be a long AMRAP, and we have a result that we can actually log in the app. So make sure you hit up the app and actually log your results in the end to stay connected to all the people at home who are scared and still be a part of this community. That's great. Now, for today, you're going to need your band. You're going to need your smartwatch timer. So let's get started. Hey. Welcome to the warm-up. This is the first portion of today. We got 3 portions going on. This is the warm-up. I'm gonna have Sval and Madelon show you guys the warm-up movements. So make sure you pay attention to what they're doing. We're gonna start off with some Superman holds for 3 seconds for multiple reps in a row. So Sval, let's have a look here. Madelon, you go on the floor as well. So for this Superman hold, I need legs together. So think big toes and heels pinched together. And you're going to lift up arms, chest, and legs off the floor. 1, 2, 3, hold, you're gonna come back down. Now while they're continuing, this will be a rep. So a rep is a 3-second hold, squeezing everything. I always want you to think of having something between your feet, which you squeeze together, and lift your arms up with your chest off the floor. Now if this is very, very hard for you, I want you, like Madelon is doing, to keep your feet on the floor and only focusing on lifting your chest up, and I do want you to squeeze your butt very, very, very hard. Now, the second movement, and I want you guys to roll over on your back, and if you're at home trying to copy what we're doing to get a sense of the movement, I also want you to roll over to your back. We're going to do some dad bugs. Now let's get in the starting position of the dad bug. We're going to have knees right above the hip, right? And we're going to have arms back in the beginning, right? Good. Now we're going to literally push our right knee forward, imaginary push right knee forward, and then we're going to bring it back in. And we're going to wait, and then we're going to do the same with the other side. And we're going to bring it back in. And we're going to repeat this sequence, and then we have reps of the dad bug. Now while they're continuing on this movement, you guys at home think of this. I don't want you to do this fast, moving back and forth. I want you to do this one at a time. If reaching your arms back is very, very hard, I want you, like Madelon is doing right now, to keep your hands slightly more forward, which takes some pressure off the abdominal muscles because there's less weight behind the head. Beautiful dad bugs, guys. Thank you. Okay, so you just saw the movements. Now it is time to join us for the warm-up. We'll do 1 round all together, and then you guys continue and do the other 2 rounds, which makes it 3 in total. Now, let's get to the floor. Let's get on your belly. Let's get our legs back. Let's pinch those legs together right away. Let's start with 5 reps in a 3, 2, 1, go. So 5 reps, 3-second hold off the floor, come back down. So once you start the rep, I want you to squeeze from top to bottom, and you want to try to be as tall as you possibly can. So make yourself in a long, long banana shape. Now Mats is having a rough time here, so she's going to keep her legs on the floor for the last 2 reps, and only focus on bringing her chest and her arms up, while squeezing her butt as hard as she possibly can. Good. Now they've completed 5 reps. They're now going to roll over to their back. They're going to first position themselves in the start of the dad bug, so knees over the hip, arms reached back for Sval, arms reached upwards for Madelon, and then they go 10 reps. And look at how they meticulously go 1 rep at a time, and not just move back and forth like they're on a fucking bike, which they're not, because they're doing a dad bug. And I've never seen a dad bug biking. That would be very weird, right? Seeing a dad bug biking. Yeah, that's impossible. I've also never seen a dad bug move his legs and arms at the same time, but still, let's assume it's very useful. Great core exercise, guys. Case to warm up. Good for core stability, spine health as well. Solid. Now, that was 1 round. It is 3 rounds in total. So I need you guys to continue. Do another 2 slow rounds on your own speed and press pause. So that was portion 1 of today. We're going to move on to portion 2 of today. Portion 2 is our mobility part, right? We're going to work some T-spine wall stretches and some classic Samson stretches. What you do need for this is your smartwatch timer. And I set it myself for these 2 at 6 intervals of 30 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. And you can use the Tabata function on the smartwatch app to actually set that timer up. Now, I'm going to first talk them into the first movement, and you guys need to join us now right away and wait for me to tell you to do the 3, 2, 1, go, and then we will actually start all together. Now, I need you guys to go to the wall, you guys at home as well. You're going to reach out to the wall. You're going to try to position your hips approximately above your foot. Then you're going to reach down. Now normally in a wall stretch you would be totally relaxed, but now I want you to squeeze your belly as hard as you can. Now once we're there, I'm going to start the timer. So we're going to start in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. You're going to be 30 seconds of actively pressing our chest towards the floor. Now for you guys at home as well, if you would do this with completely relaxed abs, the stretch goes to your lats, it goes to your lower back. But because we're squeezing our abs very hard, sucking in the belly button, we're suddenly opening up our upper back. Fancy words for upper back, or fancy words for what happens there in the top, is often used T-spine, or thoracic spine. And since lots of people sit behind the desk all day, they get very stiff. We got 3 more seconds, guys, and 15 seconds to go to a Samson stretch. Let's go. So we move ourselves into a lunge position. Madelon has her soft cushion for underneath the knees. We're going to make a very big lunge. We start in 3, 2, 1, go. So you're going to fold their hands. You're going to reach overhead. A couple of things you want to aim for here. First of all, you're going to drive your hips forward as much as possible, but always keep your knee right on top of the ankle. Otherwise it becomes an ankle stretch and we don't want to have that. In the meantime, you're pressing overhead with your arms actively and reaching back with the arms at the same time. So you press, you reach back, you stay there for the full 30 seconds, and we've got 5 more in this stretch. You guys at home, hang on as well. 3, 2, 1. You got 15 seconds to switch. So 15 seconds to switch to the other leg. And we start again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the flute. Flute always means that we're doing our mobility work properly. We're taking our time with thinking about classic music. Good. So the back knee, guys, is always behind the hip. That allows for the hip flexor to get a good stretch. We're opening up the shoulder as well. We're working the T-spine on the wall, but if you properly pull your hands back and press your arms into the ceiling, you're even opening up the T-spine a bit in this stretch at the same time. You got 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Now when you guys at home, that was just 1 round, right? I need you to do a total of 2 rounds. So you do 1 more round on your own. If you just picked up with us and you didn't get the movements the first time, you can start over again and then do the entire 2 rounds on your own. Make sure you continue by pressing pause. We should be good to go right now. We're gonna hit our workout. So the workout is a 20-minute AMRAP of 2 movements. We're gonna do burpees, and we're gonna do bend over rows with the elastic band, with the red elastic band, right? The rep scheme will be 1 burpee, 2 bend over rows, 2 burpees, 4 bend over rows, 3 and 6, 4 and 8. You keep adding 1 burpee, you keep adding 2 bend over rows. In the beginning, that will go very fast. Later on, you will do bigger sets, closer to the 20-minute cap of this AMRAP workout. Now, let's see the movements first. So, I'm going to have Sval and Madelon demo the burpees here. They're both aiming for the same style of burpee as in chest and thighs on the floor, but Sval does a slightly faster burpee with jumps. Madelon's going to do a stepping burpee. Let's go, guys. Let's start on the burpee. Let's show the guys at home some good burpees here, please. So they both have the same position on the floor, chest and thighs on there. And in the end position, they're both fully extended. There's air underneath the feet. They have their hands either behind the head or on top of the head. I'm all game with both as long as we meet those standards. Hi guys, let's take a break there. Now let's have a look at Madelon showing you guys what to do if you have injuries. Like if burpees are difficult at all, go for the stepping variation. But let's say that you're not allowed to jump because you have an injury in the ankle, for example. In that case, I want you to do the stepping burpee like she's doing right now. But instead of doing that clap, you just stand up, you extend, and you go back into the next burpee. Very easy. Now what also might happen is that you're having trouble with the push-up. Not because it's hard, but because you have an injury that's holding you back from pressing any object or anything else. So in that case, I want you to do a kickback. You can do the kickback stepping, like she's doing right now. You can also do the kickback jumping. Solid. And then you don't have to go through that full pressing motion. Now, that's for the burpee. Let's now zoom in and let's look at that bend over band row. They're both going to do the same movement right now. They're going to step on the band. They're going to have their feet approximately hip width apart. They're going to go with their hands low. They're going to find a spot where they can grab the band with tension in that bend over position. Then they're going to take elbows up and back. Let's go. Let's start a set here, guys. Elbows up and back. They don't want to move too fast. They want to really focus on squeezing those shoulder blades back. Here we go. This is very solid. So the lower you grab the band, the more tension the harder the movement is going to be. In this workout, at least for the first 10 minutes, everything should be done unbroken on the band rows, right? We're just looking for a good upper back pump, and we're looking for the opposite movement of the burpee. So we're pressing horizontally, now we're pulling horizontally. Now, this is the movement. You can scale it by grabbing the band differently, but now I'm going to show you what happens when I have pulling issues because I, for example, have an elbow injury, like a tennis elbow or whatever, or golf elbows, or water polo elbows, or mountain bike elbows, Old man elbows. All of those stuff is possible. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have the arms extended forward. You're going to always keep a line of the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. And you're going to simply pull the band apart while keeping your arms straight. Let's go. And how do you call that? A band pull apart. Wow. If every movement had such a simple name, it would all be way more logical when you guys at home are looking at what we wrote for you as homework workouts. This is your scaling option. You want to keep tension on the band throughout the movement. By grabbing it wider, decreasing range of motion, it becomes a tiny bit easier. Alright, solid. Those were the two movements for the actual workout. The warm-up is over. It is time to start on the workout. Like I said, it is 20 minutes of climbing a ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. on the burpee, and double the reps of the bend over row with the elastic band. So grab your elastic bands if you haven't done that yet. And we're going to start this all together. So make sure you have your SmartWatt app set at a 20-minute AMRAP timer, right? Now I'm going to grab mine as well because I want you guys to start with us. So grab your stuff, get ready, and we're going to do a couple of rounds with you guys. You guys are ready as well? All right. At home, listen up to me. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So we start with just one burpee. Boom. That's a no reps, bro. You got to clap the burpee. I'm sorry, bro. There you go. That's a good burpee, guys. So you can always no rep yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. When you're at home, you feel like you messed up a bit, you can always no rep yourself. Boom. Boom. Good. Now, if you guys are looking at it, when they're doing the rows here with the band, they are not rushing through the rows because both of them, Swal and Manon here, and hopefully you at home as well, are aiming for a good upper back pump here. You can only reach that upper back pump by moving good and moving perfectly. Here we go. Solid. So you double the reps of the burpees on the row. They're not going to be that hard, but the total amount of volume in this 20-minute time frame is going to make it very tough on the upper body. And that's why this is a great workout. It starts so easy and it becomes so tough to do. Here we go. I think we're on the round like 3 and 6 or something of the burpees and the rows. So they're going to continue now. So they're going to move on to the round of 4 and 8, 5 and 10, 6 and 12 in this case. And you guys need to do exactly the same, right? So you either looked at us or you already started. In that case, please continue and press pause.